Hello guys, gals, and lovers of the internet. This is Marvel Pokemon 1993 doing a deck profile on my Heraldic Beasts deck. Now I realize that some of the pictures are not visual. I apologize for that, but they're not really the main thing. It's merely their effects that we're going to be focused on. So without further ado, let's get kicked into it. So for my deck, I run triple Aberconway. I think it's double Basilisk, double Yale, triple Leo, double Unicorn, double Thrasher, and double Tour Guide. For the spells, I run triple Advanced Heraldry Art, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, double Heraldry Reborn, Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, double MST, and for the traps, I run Bottomless ×2, Compulse ×2, Deep Prison ×2, Mirror Force ×2, Solemn Judgment ×1, Torrential Tribute ×2, and double Heraldry Change. So I'm just going to go over each card and what their effects do. So for those of you who don't know what Aberconway does, if you have 2 copies of him in your graveyard, you can banish one of them to add a Heraldic Beast monster from your graveyard to your hand. But you can only use the effect once per turn. Now, you can actually banish one Heraldic Beast Aberconway to get the other one back. It doesn't say except Heraldic Beast Aberconway. So that's something you should point out. Although I wouldn't really recommend it, considering the fact that if you can only use the effect twice if you don't run Burial from a different dimension or something like that, which is right here. So that way you've got a target in there for Heraldry Reborn and Advanced Heraldry Art. And it's an 1800 beater, which is pretty good. It gets over a lot of good stuff. There's Basilisk. Now this is essentially the Catasta of the deck, except it works after damage calculation. So what your best bet to do is just to set it, because it does have 1400 defense, which is kind of low, but then again, anything that battles with it, regardless of its attack, will die. So that kind of makes up for it. That's why I run 2. And then there's Yale. It's a watered down version of the Cyber Dragon. If you have 2 or more Heraldic Beast monsters, Yale gets special summoned. Take note, the effect of Yale activates when you have 2 or more Heraldic Beasts. If you were to have 2 Yales on the field, then you can summon out a 3rd one via its effect. But it does have to be from the hand. And it has 1800 defense, so that's still not bad. Next on Triple Leo. Now, this card is just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. Reason being is that it's a 2000 attack, so it gets over Ryo. Sorry. And at the end phase of the turn that it was normal summoned, it gets destroyed. Now that may seem like a double-edged sword, but it's actually a good thing. And I'll get into the reason why. Because it has an effect that when it's sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it goes there, as long as it's sent there, you get to add a Heraldic Beast monster from your deck to your hand, except itself, and you can only use the effect once per turn. So if they've got Leo on the field, you just go. If they've got Ryo, you just go, okay, you've got Ryo preventing me from using Leo's effect. That's fine. You die first, then my effect goes off. Then you've got Unicorn, which is a 1600 wall. It doesn't really have much of a purpose, but you can use it to bring in Xyz monster back, just for a beta, because whatever monster you bring back via its effect will have its effect negated. So yeah, and plus the 1600 walls, so it makes it harder for them to get over. Then you're on Double Thrasher, which pretty much is like a first turn Xyz. Because apart from the tool guides, which is just tool guide, everything in the deck is level 4. Onto the spells, which is Advanced Heraldry Art. This thing is the reason why I reckon Heraldic Beast monsters will be used in, considering that the L Swarms and all that shit are coming out. You target 2 Heraldic Beast monsters in your grave and special summon them. Then immediately after Heraldry Art resolves, you use them to Xyz summon a monster. So that is actually incredibly good. And running 3 of them, yeah, your opponent's gonna be in real trouble. And then you've got Dark Hole and Heavy Storm. Don't need to explain anything about them. They're field clearers. Then there's Heraldry Reborn. Now, considering the fact that the Heraldic Beasts have their own monster reborn, that is something to take into concept. And then you go Mind Control, you gain control of their level 4s, and then go for it. Monster Reborn doesn't need to be said. Now, Foolish Burial you combine with 3 of the cards: Leo, Aberconway, and Unicorn. But you can also use it so you've got a Heraldic Beast monster in the graveyard for Advanced Heraldry Art. Sorry for not sounding the best. It's just my voice. I'm terribly sorry. Then you've got MST right there. Then the traps are pretty standard. You've seen them all around, except for Heraldry Change. This thing, I love it. It has saved me so many times. What it does is it's Battle Fader. No, that's what it is. It's Battle Fader. That's all I can say. Battle Fader, Trag, whatever you want. But they lose the battle phase. So if they're gonna attack something big, that you have, just go Heraldry Change. Sucks to be you. I'll move on to the side deck. Now this isn't an actual side deck. These are just cards I consider putting in but didn't actually do it. Gauze, in case because it's Gauze really. I don't really have a proper reason, but Burial from a different dimension, so you can recycle the Aberconways, the Unicorns, the Leos, anything that gets banished really. And then Black Ship of Corn, mainly because I don't actually have enough room in my extra deck, and I'll be going to that now. But yeah, you can alternate between that and Photon Papillion Operative. For the extra deck, I run 1 copy of Cowboy, double the Ball Chain, 1 Mace Stroke, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Shark Drake, 1 Utopia, 1 Genome Heritage, 1 Utopia Ray, 1 Papillion Operative, 1 Violent de Sigma, Levier, Tempo, Zenmates, and finally Leviathan Dragon. Essentially, when you go for the Xyz, you want to go for the Vol Chain, so you can mill the Leo. And then Leo's effect will activate, allowing you to add something. So if you go, and you've already detached a Heraldic Beast, so that puts 2 on the graveyard already. Then you can go Advanced Heraldry Art, make another rank 4. I run the Sigma mainly because... Sorry about that. I run the Sigma because if I come across, like, a type-heavy deck, the Sigma pretty much wipes them off the field. And the rest, you kind of get... Except, I would like to point this out. I've come across this multiple times. I will have to explain it. Number 8's effect, Genome Heritage. It says once per turn you can target one face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls. This card's name and original attack become that monster's name and current attack, and it gets its effect till the end phase. And also its effects are negated. Now, when Genome Heritage does this, it does not cost an overlay unit. In order to use its effect, that's the cost to use it. So even if it has none, you can still use its effect to get rid of, say, okay, you've got Utopia, that's fine, I'm making you lose Utopia. So it is a very, very, very important ruling. With that being said, I've been Marvel Pokemon 1993 saying, carry on my wayward sons, carry on.